Hi, it's so nice to see you. I'm Courtney. I'm a spiritual evolutionary astrologer, and I am here today specifically to talk to you about this beautiful full moon, the snow full moon. Imagine this. Imagine if you actually had all the confidence that you need. Like right now, if actually you were very, very confident. Now, the problem is that as humans, we're not very confident. We're not told from a very young age that we could pretty much do anything or be anything we want to be. Our parents have wounds, so they're only capable of telling us what they kind of believe about themselves. Think about that. And so all of us are lacking, I'll say, even the people you think that are really confident are lacking in their own necessarily knowing their ability to do anything and everything they want to do. And I think that's what this full moon's all about, is understanding what our heart desires and then having the courage to take a step towards it. And I think there's an interesting message in, how about if I had all the confidence in the world? How about if I wasn't told I couldn't do something? How about if I was told from a very young age I could do anything? It's interesting because I've been having this conversation a lot over the last couple of weeks, and it's okay. It's okay exactly where we are in this moment. We shouldn't be any place else but where we're at. We're right here and we're exactly where we're supposed to be. But there's this longing, this desire, this messages almost coming saying, I want more, or I want to do something differently, or I can do something differently, and something's meant to change. And I'm meant to know my own exceptionalness, that each of us has a unique path, and each of us has this divine gift within us, and it's exceptional. And it might not be what you think is exceptional, but when we use our creativity, when we quiet our minds, when we stop wasting time and we sit with ourselves, we all can be creative geniuses. Think about that. The geniuses of the world are not just the people, it's actually not at all just the people that did really well in school. Some of the most creative geniuses did horribly in school. They weren't good students, right? Geniuses are not just people that are really good at school. They're the people that make art. They're the artists of the world. They're the magicians, musicians of the world. They're anyone that's creating anything. And we're all here. We all have an ability to create. And that is what this full moon's about, is creation and creating and new inventions and new ideas and breakthroughs. And what we thought was possible, maybe the impossible is possible. But what do I need to do to step out and be different than I've always been? That the blocks that I believe, the things that are holding me back from my own greatness, maybe aren't true. And maybe it's time for me to see that they're not true. Everybody has a fire inside them, everybody, and everyone has a bit of genius in them. And whether you believe me or not, that doesn't matter. I'll say to you, maybe the more you don't believe me, maybe there's more truth to it. And we're all able to create magic within our lives. And we're all able to create new inventions, create new ideas, to have breakthroughs. And even somebody that doesn't think they can. It goes back to the metaphor. If you think you can, you can. And if you think you can't, you can't. But what if you actually believe today you think you can? What would you do? If you believed that you had backing, or if you had people supporting you, or if you believed in yourself just a little bit, what action would you take? What would you do? What has your heart been longing to do? I think it's a message for everybody, right? It's been stirring in us almost, like, I'm supposed to be doing this. Well, you just let go of the supposed to and just hear the message. What do I want? What do I want to create? What have I been able to see that maybe could look different than it's always looked? Maybe you're the person that is supposed to do it. Yeah, you are a creator. You are a beautiful artist. You have so much talent within you. We all do. And it's, do we have the courage to see it? And do we have the courage to take action? And do we have the courage to maybe look like a fool? Yes, look, it's a message. My dog is growling. But what if you didn't care what anyone thought of you? And it was like none of your business what they think of you. And if they like your stuff, great. And if they don't like your stuff, great. And maybe they're wrong if they don't like your stuff. Because if it's actually different, or I was just talking about this, if it's different than it's always been, people are not used to it. People might not see it clearly. And maybe you're seeing something a little differently. And maybe, just maybe, it's actually here to really move us all forward. I was just saying how Dirty Dancing, the people that were watching the movie that were very like into movies and were like the movie critics and the movie people and the movies that decides if it goes to the movie theater or if it gets right to VHS, they were like, Dirty Dancing is going to be a horrible movie. It will never be popular. It's stupid. It's not amazing. I mean, talk about one of the best movies of all time, first of all. And once it got into the movie theater, everyone loved it. And if they had listened to the critics, they would never even put it out there. And what a loss we would have had. So there are going to be critics. There are going to be naysayers. There are going to be people that say you can't do something. So you thank them and you do it anyway. And you take, I learned this when I was younger, and I'll say it's been a very hard thing for me, but I think this is a perfect example for this full moon. If you like me and you think I'm great, thank you very much. And if you don't like me and you don't think I'm great, thank you very much. Either way, my equilibrium is going to stay the same. I am not going to take it personally. Don't take it so personally. Everyone is here. Everyone's hurt. We're all hurt. We're all here being asked to get over ourselves. And we're all here to understand our own divine purpose. And each one of us has a creative soul. Each one of us has a creative genius right within them. And all we have to do is tap into it. And you've been getting the message to tap into your genius. And so, on this full moon, the day before the full moon, the day after the full moon, actually the whole period of this month, right? We're in February. You have the ability to tap into your own genius, spend some time and create. Have the courage to create. Have the courage to be the artist. Have the courage to not care what people think. Have the courage to be different than everybody else. And stop following the masses. Stop following the sheep, right? We don't need to be sheep. We're all individuals here on purpose for a purpose. And we are like nobody else. Our genes and our body and our systems are uniquely ours. And so we can't be like everybody else. And we don't need to fit into a box anymore. Break free from this idea of who you have to be to fit in. Because we need all the geniuses out in the world today. We need this. We're supposed to have a revolution. We are having a revolution. But it only comes when we're willing to not listen to the naysayers, because there will always be naysayers and there'll be always people holding you back. And that's their own fears, their own issues. It has nothing to do with you, I promise you. You could do anything you want to do. You can. I know you can. It's just, do we have the courage? Do we care if we trip and fall? The people do we care if we're gonna fail? You can't win if you don't try, and you can't fail if it's okay to fail. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay. You're human. We're supposed to make mistakes, but to never have tried. So what has been your heart been singing for you to do over the last couple months? What has your mind been telling you? What are the messages you're getting? And what if you had the courage to do it? Well, I know you can. I know you will. All it takes is a little faith, a little belief in magic, and a little belief in yourself, a little bit of confidence. Oh, and I know how hard that is. It is really hard to be confident, and it's really hard to believe in yourself. I go back to, we could say it's the naysayers, but it really is our own heart and our own mind that are the hardest people on us. I always say, would you say half the stuff you say to yourself out in the world to somebody else? No. It's come up for me too. It's like, I got really upset because somebody had said something to somebody and it broke my heart. I was like, why could people be so cruel? And then what I realized was I wasn't mad at the person that said something, actually. I was mad at the fact that as humans, we allow people to speak to us that way. We allow people, there's a part of us that believes it. So we forgive ourselves. We do the best we can, right, in the moment we have, and we stop allowing ourselves to be anything less than magnificent. We believe that we're magnificent, and then we take magnificent action, and we help one another. And we stand in our own individual power, in our own individual creativity, right? And then we work together as a community, not trying to be like each other, rather being radically who we are and accepting ourselves, and then accepting everyone else for the way they are. And there's where breakthroughs happen. That's where change happens. And here we are at this moment where we are supposed to be uncomfortable, where we're supposed to be changing, we're supposed to be growing. And it's not easy. Nothing's easy about this. And so I am very sorry that things are not easier, but maybe they're not meant to be easier. So have courage, have faith, be authentically yourself. Stop apologizing for being who you are because you're magnificent, and have the courage to create. You never know what you could create until you try. So I hope you have a really beautiful full moon, and listen to the feelings that are coming up, because they're usually messages. Maybe they're uncomfortable messages, but that's okay. You can handle them. And speak so kindly to yourself, because if you're not going to, who is going to? Happy snow full moon. And if you are somewhere where there's snow, go out and play in it. Lift it up. Have fun, play, create. Don't take yourself so seriously. It's all not so serious. So happy full moon. And just really honestly, like this, share this. I'm going to give messages daily. I really want everyone to be on this path of hope and joy and possibility. And I know we're ready. So I thank you so much for watching this. Bye.